is just wait till you kick it in, and I'll have mine on.
Okay. Well, I'm on. I'm going to play the intro music as the people come in.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm gonna go back on mute.
okay. Shalom, family. Shalom, True Royal. See, I told y'all if there were any updates, we would be coming back, and there are updates. There are updates. True Royal, would you like to say anything before we get started?
Yes, one of them videos. Go get your shit. Yep, go get it. Whatever it may be, your weed, your wine, your juice, and lean all up in it. I got my water today. I'm doing my water regiment because I mean this is epic. But what I do have to say, tomorrow is the
Mhm.
last day of retrograde. And
Oh,
Lisa,
is that why Trump is catching all kinds of hell?
mm-hmm. And didn't we have a full moon just recently? Or some
Yes.
yeah, this been
Yeah, the harvest moon. Yes.
wow. Wow. So yeah, I'm not surprised by just the events that's been going on in this particular phase of things. But you said this was going to happen, Lisa. We talk behind the scenes a lot.
Yes.
So
Yes.
um, you know, we gotta we catching it play by play. Um, and how do you feel about what you have heard so far? Do you think that they're putting more than what they saying, or that they're right on it?
I think what we are looking at is a very preliminary stage. I believe there's going to be more charges.
Mm-hmm.
I think more charges are coming for Diddy. I
Yeah.
do.
Mm-hmm. And
Everything is in a preliminary stage right now.
yeah, and I mean we've seen these things before, but when it comes to us, they have to make an example of us. So it's going to be much more intense, much more harsh. All those things. I don't feel um, sorry for him.
Oh hell
Um,
no. Oh,
and
oh hell no.
and
Uh-uh.
one of the questions that was asked when that brother was reading off, the different charges or the events when he was reading from the transcript, was one of the reporters asked a question that rubbed me some kind of way, made me feel some kind of way. And I'm not saying it verbatim, but what they said was, well, why did it take so long? You know, and the first thing that hit my mind was the reason why it took so long because it was black women being abused
Right.
mentally and physically, because trust and believe, if it was the enemy's woman, oh, this would have happened years ago.
Oh
Trust me,
hell yeah.
years
Yeah.
ago. But
I
when it
agree.
comes to us, they drag their feet. And then another thing that happened was when we was hearing the things about um
Cass.
Cassie, excuse me, Cassie.
Mm-hmm.
We was hearing things about her. It was heart-wrenching to hear our brothers out there saying, well, she had to do something to deserve that, or
Yeah.
she was stealing from them, and they was trying to justify
I
why.
even heard, oh, she took his money, but you know what? When Diddy apologized, he didn't mention nothing about money. I don't believe there was money involved in this.
No, and
I
then
think this is something he just did so much. He did not think the cameras caught him that time.
mhm,
He was caught
yeah,
off guard.
yeah, he was. And how and what I was thinking, Lisa, while you was getting this set up, I was thinking about the events that's going on with him. I was thinking also about the events that are going on with Trump, and I was thinking about how um, there's the law of nature. Now we
Mm-hmm.
have these manufactured laws, and Yahweh's laws um, can hit you and impact you in such a way, but it's like you actually weigh things against you based on the negative energy that you have created. So it may seem like an individual is always getting away with something, and it'll make you feel some kind of way. It's like, damn, they just seem like they just it just seem like they're just always getting away, but they work against themselves, where eventually um, um, that energy has to balance itself out. It's just too negative, too
Yeah.
negative, too negative. So that is the end results of that. And then when and then what I was thinking about, there was some things I was thinking about, dual things that I was thinking about. So okay, I know we're talking about Diddy. I might say a few things about Trump, but okay, he got caught up in paying this person off, paying that person off, trying to keep this mouth shut, threatening this person, doing this to that person. And then it just started bleeding out, bleeding out, bleeding out. Somewhere you're going to forget, then you create a energy of people hate you or fear you or either or, and that ain't a good thing. I hate when people tell me, oh, that person is afraid of you. That don't make me feel good, because you don't know what that person may do, and that person may feel some kind of way
Right. And fear don't
about
last
you.
forever, by the way.
No, it
Fear
don't.
don't last forever. Eventually, somewhere down the line, that person you boxed in is going to start boxing their way out. And a
Yeah,
lot of times, people that put things on other people, you ain't going to be able to handle it once that person flip on you.
that's true. That's like, think about like how Suge Knight kept people in a state of fear. And when finally somebody took a chance and knocked him the hell out, then other people took chances. Now look at how this thing going on with Diddy. That girl kept coming after him, kept saying, hey, this really happened. And the thing that I got tired of hearing was, well, why you didn't say nothing then? Come on now, when a person is in these relationships and stuff, and um, you don't know what kind of constraints that are are under. You don't know
Right.
what type
You
of
don't know what
danger.
threat. You don't know what threats have been on them. He could have threatened her life.
Yeah, the dynamics, and then with him having that money, and I've heard more than once where she would try to get away, and he would go send people after her.
Right.
It was hard for
Right.
her to hide. So it's easier to say all kind of stuff, but if you're not walking in those person's moccasins, keep your damn mouth shut. At the end of the day, um, domestic violence is can be very complex, and then people may say, well, how could that woman, or even men too, stay with that person, and you don't know then their mental health is affected. It's a lot of dynamics. And what was the
And when you
age? What
walk
was the
away,
age difference?
right. And when you walk away from those situations, just know you did the right thing.
Yes,
Seriously, just
absolutely.
know you did the right thing. Don't look
Hmm.
back and no regret. You got yourself out of a bad situation. End of discussion.
Hmm. Hmm.
No,
Yeah, that's
have
what.
no regrets. Have none.
Yeah, don't let nobody make you feel some kind of way. And y'all rarely hear me say anything like this, but I'm gonna always speak my truth. And there's things that in our communities that we need to work on and improve. And the one thing that bothers me, and I've been saying this for the longest, is I feel like when it comes to Black women being mentally and physically abused, I don't feel like we are protected even in our own communities. We're always ridiculed, or okay, what did she do to cause it? Or like, the Black woman is so strong that she can take this on too as well. Um,
Right. Or if something happens to the, well, y'all say you don't need a man. All Black women are not walking around saying they don't need a man. Okay.
no, they
First
sure
of
ain't.
all, y'all need to get off of that. Because as sometimes I have done stories where, it would be a Black woman. Well, you said you don't need a man. That what you don't know what that woman said. And all Black women don't say that. And for
No, they
you
sure
to try
don't.
to label all of us like that, right
Hmm.
there, it tells me you already got something nefarious going on in your head.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that sounds
yeah,
to me like some rejection mess, like you've been rejected, so you trying to get a Black woman any way you can. That's what it
yeah,
sounds like to me when you make comments like that.
yeah. Because I remember a few months ago, we had you had did a live stream, and we were talking about we were talking about this same thing about Diddy and the thing that was going on. And I was reading the comments, and I had seen this brother I had never seen before jump in here, and he said, "Yeah, I knew that it was one of them type of channels. All you do is just drag brothers," and he left. And I said, "You don't even know nothing about Lisa's channel. You didn't even stay in here long enough or anything, or then you'll get like we could be talking about these politicians. Yeah, see, I knew you was Trump. He the same too. You ain't been listening. I don't vote at all. I don't support none of the candidates. Take your time to listen to these channels. You just jump in and assume shit and stuff like that. But see, like you said, you already then came in here with your own negative attitude and all of that. We should be able to speak our truth and hear a person out. And I do agree, there are channels like that bash brothers and bash sisters. I can't stand them type of channels. I want to show respect to my queens and my kings, and all. I like to avoid those type of channels, but sometimes we have to talk about things that even make us uncomfortable, and that's just one of those things that have always deeply hurt me and affect me, where um, I don't feel like um, Black women are being protected or believed enough. And we have seen the attacks. And then, even with having the actual footage of this girl, and I mean, he don't hold back. I mean, you would think he was beating a bear the way he was stumping and dragging that girl
Yeah, yeah.
around.
Like I said, he didn't know he was on camera. See,
Mm-hmm,
that's why he
mm-hmm.
went all over the top and everything. He had no idea there was a camera in that hallway.
Yeah, and then you see the stuff that he was throwing at her. I mean,
Mhm.
his intent was to destroy her and hurt her, and he did not give a
She
damn.
said to this day, she is still emotionally trying to, move forward. And she says she still have flashbacks about it.
You
And
know what?
yeah, you would if you were abused like that. Yeah, you would.
I have seen my mother abused like that in relationships she was in, Lisa, and I'm still messed up from it to this day. Um,
Mhm. Yeah, that's
I
hard.
still have, because I'm an only child, and I would jump in and defend my mother. I would defend my mother, and then
Mhm.
I carried it on into my adult life. That stuff can't affect you, because you remember, you got some of these dudes out here don't even care if the children see it or anything, and something that I seen that I knew that was going to backfire on other people, because we're going to hear some names down the road soon that I know that's going to backfire. um I seen some footage a few months ago of some of those mansion parties that Diddy would have, and the people that I seen in there blew me back. I mean, you would see people from all over the world, all walks of life,
Mhm.
politicians, people
That's
from the
why I
youth.
can't wait to see what kind of witnesses they're gonna
Me
have.
too. Me
Yeah,
too. I mean, you
yeah.
would see people from the UK over there. I mean, it's just wasn't no bunch of.
Oh yeah, Onika, Jay-Z and Beyonce. I've seen several pictures of them together. It would be Cassie,
Mm-hmm.
Diddy, Jay-Z, Beyonce. You could tell they were together a lot, and they would be different pictures at
Uh-huh.
different times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of Jay-Z in there.
Yeah. And when I seen all these different people up in there and stuff, I said, boy, that can be a bad mix, because these the
Yeah,
enemy
it's right up
that
there with Jeffrey Epstein and
there
all
you
them
go.
celebrities. And so I would say Diddy is probably equivalent to that.
Yeah, he sounds like it. And see, these people, they'll come to your little parties and drink up your drink and eat up your food, and they in there using all kind of drugs and doing, God knows what up in there. And then when it all hit the fan, people are singing like a canary, because I don't. We probably can't even fathom the volume of footage that he had. Um, that he had in their filming. Oh, and Lisa, tell.
Oh, you're talking about the judge,
Uh,
Awande, Greg Mathis? Yeah. You know he's going through a divorce after being married to his wife for 30 years. You know
yeah.
what that did? He had a baby on his wife, and he want to know why she's walking away.
Yeah.
That woman got tired of being cheated on.
My aunt knows her family real well, and he's been cheating on her through the entire marriage.
Yes, he
Yeah.
had a
So.
baby with another woman, and
Mm,
this woman just had enough. She left.
yeah. Yeah. He.
She
Yeah. He
left.
was just.
She
He
got
was just
tired
wore
of
out.
it, and he's up
Wow.
there talking about he's heartbroken that she left. But see, that's how those kind of people are. Even women that cheat a lot on men, they got this expectation. And I said this to you before, True Royal. You should be loyal to them while they don't give a damn about whether they're loyal to you or not. That's how these folks think. They
Mm-hmm.
think, yeah, I'm out here doing A, B, and C, but you need to be loyal to me. I mean, it's sickening. It's
Mm-hmm.
really sickening.
Yeah, it really is. I'm reading here on my channel because I don't know what's quite going on. Somebody said, I'm very surprised the judge turned it down $50 million to release P. Diddy. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got any
Yeah.
news yet about that? About if they're going to possibly release him or not?
Yes, because they were trying to go for a $500,000 bond, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're interested in releasing Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
Mm-hmm.
they're interested in releasing him at all.
Well, what I wanted you to
What?
share, what
Go
Lisa,
ahead.
what I wanted you to share, what shocked me, what you had just told me. Tell everybody what you had told. Did what Diddy's son had said.
Oh, when they raided, because some of my people already know, because I said this a while back.
Oh,
When
okay.
they raided Diddy's mansion, his stupid ass son did a rap and said, "Oh, well, they didn't check the mansions next door." I said, "This
Mm-hmm.
dude is stupid." I said, that's part of the problem right there. I know a lot of people say, "Well, this younger generation, this is," yeah, and some of them are very dumb too.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen
Mm-hmm.
a lot of them younger dudes and young ladies. They're dumb as a door.
Oh
They're
yeah.
dumber than a bag of rocks. They really are.
Yes, they are.
And
So,
yes, and
but
his son talking
but
about,
the
well,
the
they didn't
amount
check the mansion next door. I said, Lord, this dude is so stupid.
the amount of footage that he have is unreal. Because I mean, he had them in two different states where it's like he was constantly filming people, and that's what I was saying. Back to what I was saying, he was having these mansion parties and all walks of life was in there because I just didn't realize that those type of people would mix. Because I mean, like I said, politicians was in there, athletes was in there. I mean,
Hmm.
the whole gamut. People from the fashion industry was in there.
Hmm.
People off the street was in there, and he got obsessed with filming all this stuff and then keeping it. So um, it's gonna be a lot of people telling on each other.
Oh yeah, it's going
Oh,
to
it's
be
gonna
unexpected names. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and people don't, and then people don't want their careers ruined. Um, it's gonna be a lot going on hitting the fan on
Yeah,
this one.
it's going to
Woo.
be married men whose
Mm-hmm.
wives didn't even know they were at these freak offs. I mean, it's going to be a lot. There's probably going to be a lot of broken relationships behind this mess.
Yeah, it's a hot mess, but it goes to show you they can't stand us, but when they see one of us that had the type of money he have, if they run those circles and can get into those parties, oh yeah, they coming. And then when your ass get in some trouble, they act brand new on you and go the other direction. It's all a
Oh,
use
yeah,
thing. Don't give a damn about
yeah,
us.
TD Jakes, TD
Mm-hmm.
Jakes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
No,
yeah.
no, Cat Williams did not lie. I believe Cat Williams all the time. I'm
Mhm.
reading comments people making on my channel.
Okay,
Uh,
y'all. Y'all remember I told you it was a white guy. that use my product and
Mm-hmm.
getting results. And over on TikTok, a lot of white women want to advertise my hair products.
Get
And
the
I'm
hell
like,
out of here.
oh, I mean, crazy. Hold on, hold on. I'm gonna show you the promo he put together.
I can't wait to see this.
Because he was like, I hope you don't mind that I did a promo for you.
You
I
know
said, no,
what?
I did. I
Tell
said, all of the ads I'm showing are people that did promos that used my products.
tell them that they keep using it. They're gonna grow afros and their skin gonna turn jet black.
I don't know. I don't know, True Royal. You know, the way these folks are today, they may run to it for that reason. They may run to it. All right, hold on. Here's the promo he did.
mm.
Are you looking to combat your hair loss or just give your hair the healthy boost it deserves? With Lisa Crafts on Etsy, you will find a game-changing product, 12 Tribes on Earth. It's a hair growth butter and will help you whether you're dealing with thinning hair, alopecia, or just want to enhance your hair's growth. Lisa Crafts on Etsy specialize in premium hair growth products. Everything is carefully crafted for all hair types. Each product is made with powerful, natural herbs like rosemary, clove, hibiscus, moringa, and the rejuvenating Botana oil. These products are packed with nourishing essential oils like aloe vera, jojoba, peppermint, and grapeseed oil. They all work together to promote stronger, healthier hair. Customers have seen noticeable results in as little as 3 to 4 weeks when following the simple instructions. Are you ready to grow your hair the natural way? Then visit Lisa Crafts, that's LEESA crafts.etsy.com. LisaCrafts.etsy.com, because your hair deserves the very best care. LisaCrafts.etsy.com.
Now,
Get the hell out of here, Lisa.
he is a podcaster, and he said he tried my butter and he got results. The top of his head is thinning, and he wrote me an email saying he decided to try it. What did he have to lose? And his hair is coming back in thick.
Oh
So
my
he did that
goodness.
promo for me. He
So
did
that
this promo for me.
so he gonna have him a full afro in a minute, huh?
Nah.
This season. Oh wow, I'm shocked. I'm
Yeah, I
shocked.
was too when I got it. He says, "You don't mind if I give you a promo?" I said, "No." I mean, literally every ad that you see, except for the one I did myself in the very beginning, are
Uh-huh.
people that tried the products and got results, and they decided to do a promo for me.
Lisa, them ads look so professional. It blows me back. It
Mm-hmm.
really do.
Mm-hmm.
It really, really do. I love it. I love it.
So he sent me this, and me, I don't care if you love the product and you want to do a promo, I'll show it. I mean, I have no
Mhm.
issue with that. I have no issue with that whatsoever. But yeah, he really put this together very nicely.
All right, your edges is coming back. That's good.
Hmm. All right, y'all. Let me stop sharing this. And
Yeah.
let's get to the update.
Okay.
Let's
Okay. Let's see what's really going on, huh?
what's going on out in these YouTube streets. All right.
Boys. So
All right,
today's
y'all. Give me a one if you can see the screen. I want to make sure everybody can see the screen before I get started.
okay. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, buy the hair, but you're going to see results. That's why people keep coming back. I got return customers because you are definitely going to see results.
Okay, let's keep in mind today is the 17th
Mm,
and a full moon tonight.
the
Wow.
harvest moon,
And
the
the
harvest,
last day of retrograde. And
the
you said
harvest,
the
moon, y'all.
harvest moon. Okay.
Hmm. The harvest moon. That's what this
hmm
is in September. All
You
right,
know,
let's get
before you
started.
start that, Lisa, I wanted to say the first time I heard the word freak offs, it came out of Lisa's mouth. She was saying it to me on the phone. I said, "What is she talking about?" Um, wow, wow. That's all I can say. Mm, mm,
Hmm.
mm.
Okay, let's do it.
3-count indictment. charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media. Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee. As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance. Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse. The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson. The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses.
People shouldn't feel ashamed or scared.
That is something entirely different. That's why I stopped it.
Yeah.
So that
I want to read those documents myself.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll have them out. I know they're probably out now. Just have to dig around and look for it.
So you can see he got RICO charges put on him too.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
But that was added today. The RICO charges.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I think more charges are coming because those freak-offs were quite violent. And it impacted multiple people, even people that were trying to stop it. They ended up getting beat up. So I'm just saying, I think it's going to be a hell of a lot more charges on him. I think these were the charges they could get on him that they knew would stick. But I think additional charges are definitely coming.
Okay, I'm reading here, Lisa. They said prosecutors urged judge to reject the $50 million bond for Diddy.
Yeah, and I think they will. because they
Wow.
haven't said anything about letting him go today. And they made a court appearance today, and nothing was said about letting him go. I don't think they want Diddy to go anywhere. I think they're trying to keep him detained.
Ooh, no telling how long he gonna be sitting in there before that trial gets started.
Yeah, and then wait until them inmates want to do freak offs with him.
Ooh, wait. He ain't gonna have no behind left.
They gonna have to put him somewhere. I'm serious. Them inmates are gonna try to get at him. They know what a big freak he is too.
Mhm.
Oh man, they gonna have to isolate his butt. He can't go out and gin pop. He ain't gonna last.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He ain't gonna last in gin pop.
Oh, there it is, Lisa. It just popped up. I can read. If you don't mind me, I'll read it to y'all real quick. Sean Diddy Combs denied bail and will remain in federal detention. Judge rules.
Yeah, I knew
There
they
you
weren't
go.
gonna let him out. I knew they weren't
Yep.
let him out.
You were
Look at
right.
the charges he got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were saying here with about the indictment, through his business empire, he engaged in crimes that include sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, obstruction of justice. See, they looking at the
Yeah, because you got to think about him when he was with Cassie. He took Cassie across state lines.
Yeah, and so no telling no telling what the hell he may do if they let him out. He gonna be see, people like that, when they running around paying off people and trying to cover up their stuff, he gonna go right into panic mode. Boy, he gonna about damn near lose his mind being all locked up in that joker. Wow. So yeah, the ruling just came in 18 minutes ago. Yeah, while the case plays out, denying bail after a hearing Tuesday. And the concerns is that the crimes that happen behind closed doors, even with a pretrial services monitoring. So so that meant they was even saying, even if he had like an ankle bracelet on, the judge, the prosecutors are not even trusting that.
No, he's a flight risk.
Yeah, and then they said
he may have lost money, but he still got a lot of money. He got enough money to disappear. So it would be he would be a huge flight risk for somebody to get out and then he just fly off somewhere or disappear somewhere, do a Russell Simmons, you know, one of those Russell Simmons things and go to a place where he can't be brought back.
Yeah, there you go. They said the judge told Combs there were no conditions she could find to assure her that he would appear in court if released. Combs' defense attorneys proposed to put him on home detention with a $50 million bond secured by his Miami residence, according to a bond motion earlier today. Combs did not react when the judge made her ruling. He took a sip of water from a bottle at the table before he was led out of the courtroom. Whoa. Okay, that's it right there, family. We got it. This stuff then got real serious. Wow. I'm reading my comments. Yeah, people in here believe he'll try to run. And they were saying, and
the thing is, y'all, for the rest of this year going into 2025, anything coming out about Diddy is going to be, it's probably going to break the internet just like it is now.
Wow. You know what? 17, overcoming the enemy in a complete victory. Lord have mercy. That stands out real heavy to me today. Wow. Like I said, you just keep doing stuff and doing stuff and doing stuff. And I just really been thinking about that because, like I
But
said,
you
I'll
know
just.
what? You know what? When you know, and I've said this to you before, when you start getting so egotistic that you just lash out and do any damn thing you want to other people, of course, eventually somebody's going to talk. Somebody's
Mhm,
going to talk, and people eventually are just going to stop being scared and they're going to come for you. And that's
mhm,
what happened. And I think for years people were afraid of
mhm,
Diddy. Diddy had money, Diddy had power.
mhm.
Diddy, he just had way more than, Cassie didn't have nothing compared to him. What was she going to
Yeah,
really fight with?
that's what I wanted to ask you. What was the, because I don't remember, Lisa. What was the age difference?
She was 19 and he was already in his 30s when they were dating.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just a baby.
I mean, how many 19-year-olds do you know that can fight a billionaire? None. None.
Mm-hmm. See, a lot of things add up because I remember there was a performance that she had put on once, and it was real horrible. And I mean, she could barely move and everything. And I was like, what's wrong with the girl? Now it all makes sense. No telling what had happened behind backstage or before they left or that night or what was said or anything, Um, and now that makes a lot of sense to me. And he was manipulating her. Um, I won't mention any names, but I know somebody that was around her and Diddy when they were together. And the only thing that this person told me was that she was always a very nice person, but she was not allowed to socialize with the other women when they were all in the house together. So she just kind of stayed to herself. But the one thing that they did know was that she thought if she had a baby for him, that would possibly change him. And I'm just letting women know, when y'all in these kind of abusive relationships, a baby is not going to change that situation.
No. If anything, it'll
No.
make it worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
If anything, that baby is going to make things worse.
Yeah. You don't want to subjugate
Better.
a
But
child.
y'all, with Diddy, the thing is, I just think that, when it's all said and done, whatever the maximum charges are, I believe that's what they're going to put on Diddy. When this trial finally gets up and running and you see all the flood of witnesses and everybody talking, I think by the time all the information and all the beans are spilled, I
Mm-hmm.
think whatever the maximum sentence is for RICO and sex trafficking and all that, I
Mm-hmm.
think he's going to get the full maximum sentence.
Well,
I really do.
now that people know that he's not going to get out, they'll feel more safer even coming forth. Because.
Well, if you remember when they raided his house,
Mm-hmm.
it must have been like the next day or so. It was saying that all the feds had a whole bunch of witnesses. They had already racked up a bunch of witnesses by the time they raided his house.
Mm-hmm.
There were
And
people saying they would testify against Diddy. So they had a whole line of people already before his Miami and LA homes were raided.
personally, I don't see a trial coming. I really don't. I think he gonna do some type of plea bargain and stuff, because the when you go to federal court, they win like 93% of the time.
Like, that's why I'm saying if he decides, oh no, I'm taking this to court, whatever the maximum sentence is, I'm just telling y'all, he gonna get that maximum sentence. He gonna
Mm-hmm.
get it. I think Diddy may never see another free day for the rest of his life.
Wow.
I mean, that's where I stand. If it goes to trial, I really think his freedom is gone forever.
So I mean, boy, him and his lawyers would have to weigh that out, because what in his mind would think, but he could be arrogant like that too, would think that he could win, you know?
Hmm.
I mean, really.
And me, I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen with that situation with his mother. Because if you remember, quite a few people said he got everything in his mom's name. So
Mhm.
I'm wondering if they're going to get around to freezing his mother's assets to get
Yeah.
to whatever she is sitting on that belongs to him.
Yeah. And
Think the feds won't do that? Of course,
yeah,
like
they,
hell, they will
you know,
do it.
yeah, because you know who they did it to? Who was that guy that they locked up that was real close to Trump? When he was part of Trump when Trump first started running for office, he was part of his campaign. Was an older guy. I think his name is Manafort. Um,
Oh
and,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
and
isn't it Paul Manafort?
yeah, and what they ended up doing, because this man had property everywhere, they seized all of his property, froze all of his assets, and they just
Carl,
let
Carl. That's right. You're right, Carl Manafort. Thank you.
Carl, Carl, okay, and they seized all this stuff.
Banana Ephraim. Thank you.
Yeah, they seized everything, and the government felt a little bit sorry for his wife, so they just left her I think a little condo or something like that. I mean, they cleaned his clock. And
And I think they're gonna do that to his mom. That
mhm,
if the
mhm.
feds know that your mom got everything in her name that belongs to you, they're not gonna let you get out of jail and go snatch up millions of dollars from your mom. They
Mhm.
gonna seize that mess from his mother. You
and
watch.
then and then look at the stories that's been coming out about, and it was, I was even shocked about it too. um he's, the one that really sticks out to me was how disrespectful he was to Shaka Khan, and then Shaka Khan's son naturally gonna defend his mother's honor, so he gonna have his guards come after Shaka Khan's son. I heard stories
Oh
where he
yeah,
was,
they jumped him. They jumped Chaka Khan's son. They
wow.
jumped.
So he don't
Yeah,
have, it's a lot of, he didn't burn bridges with a lot of people in the industry. Then what was that latest that came out? I always thought this girl was very pretty. She was part of that making one of those series of the making of her band. Her name is Dawn, and she just recently filed something, um, and and what stands out to me is I had heard that his mother was trying to, tell him to slow his roll, and he told his mama to shut the f up. So
Oh,
you,
did you hear one of his? I forgot which one of the bodyguards said that Diddy slapped his mother in front of him,
damn.
and he had to step in between them. Yeah,
Mm-mm-mm.
he slapped the mess out of his mother.
Wow.
So
You didn't got,
no, nobody like that got any respect. It just goes to show you he don't respect any women, even his own mom.
yeah,
He
I mean,
that he don't respect. Yeah, Gene Deal said it. Yep, he
yeah,
had to between Diddy and his mother. He slapped the mess out of his mother.
yeah, and Gene don't play. He gonna say what he gonna say. He gonna do what he gonna do. He not gonna
I'm
put
going
up
to
with
see
no
if he
mess.
crops up as a witness.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if he crops up as a witness because he witnessed a lot of that stuff that went down between him and Cassie.
Well, that stuff to spread it like wildfire that he not gonna be getting out. I mean, um, the federal government is slow. Um, he gonna be
They
sitting in
are
there for,
slow. They are slow because what they do is they make sure they got the evidence where you just can't get out of it. That's what
wow.
they do. They make sure, when the feds get involved and they get evidence, they
Mm-hmm.
gonna make sure it's the kind of evidence that you can't get out of.
I wonder who watching them girl. I guess his mom must be taking care of those twins. And
Well, the last time I saw pictures of them, what's that woman? Russell Simmons' wife, Kamora.
Kamora Lee.
Kamora had those twins.
Oh
She
wow. Yeah, she's their
They
godmother.
said living with their father, because I was watching one video, the two of them were on, and they said living with their father since their mother died was strange. They said he had a lot of mood swings that would scare them. Like Diddy
What?
would always have mood swings, and these girls, they said they didn't know who they were going to be dealing with from day to day. They said his mood swings were real wild,
Wow.
you know,
That's
and I think they were literally afraid of him.
yeah.
And the last time I looked, Kimora had them, and she was out with them.
Mm-hmm.
And she had the twins with her.
And then he got a toddler. I think she about 2 years old.
To be honest with you, his mother is in her 80s. I just can't see no woman in her 80s with such young children. She ain't gonna be able to control them kids like that. This woman is well in her 80s.
And then he got a 2-year-old.
Yes. Do you know he tried to get rid of that baby when that Asian girlfriend he had at the time was pregnant? They said he would shove her down on her stomach.
What?
He was trying to make her miscarry. Yup, he was trying to make her miscarry.
Oh, he act like he's so in love with that baby.
He did it a couple of times. They said he would knock her down and hope she would fall on her stomach and miscarry. He was trying to make her miscarry.
Oh,
yeah.
He act like he was so in love with that
He
baby.
is rotten. He is rotten. You got to be a rotten something to do something like that.
Yeah. I seen some footage of him one time. He got
it all came because he was dating Jennifer Lopez back in the 90s. You remember that, right?
Yes, I do.
They said the only reason why he didn't do the freak off thing with Jennifer Lopez is because she was well known back then, and he was afraid it would blow up on him in the news if he did anything to her. So she was one of the few he did not do anything to because he did not want it to get out in the media. Because back then her career was taking off. She did Selena. Her music career was taking off, and he just felt like he couldn't do anything to her. He couldn't do nothing, so he did.
Yeah, it was gonna cost him. What I was gonna say is I seen a video pop up recently where he was having a temper tantrum, and he was in his office and he was throwing stuff at people.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, just going off.
Mm-hmm.
And they was even saying when
Young Miami. Yep. But you know what? I think Young Miami is not really being honest. That's just my opinion. I don't think Young Miami is being very honest about her relationship with Diddy. This is just what I feel. Some of y'all may believe what she's saying. I think she's full of crap. I think there are a lot of things that went down between her and Diddy, and she's just not speaking about it. But that's where I stand on that.
Wow. Damn, the year ain't even out. It's been a hell of a year.
That's why I'm saying, can you imagine by the time we get to December and January, how much stuff is going to come out by then?
Yeah. Now, like I said, now people know he's not going to be getting out. People feel more safe to even come forth because they fear him being out. I know they do. All those things were factored in. And let's think about the stuff, because they're not going to tell you everything. Think about the stuff that they haven't been told, because eventually that's it will be released where we can read what we can want to read. Because like when I read those transcripts of what he did to Cassidy, I had to stop reading that stuff.
Yeah, that was deep.
It was too much for me. I said,
remember, it was other people that filed after that.
Yes, and they ain't stopped. No.
That's why I'm saying I'm trying to see the list of witnesses that the feds got. I bet you it's something else.
And he just need to shut up, because all he say is, "Oh, it didn't happen." But see, you didn't film so many damn people. You don't know. You know what? You don't know what people what your ass didn't film, because we got to remember. And I'm not giving him no excuses. He a addict.
Yeah, but you know what Cassie said in her filing that he would film her and she would try to erase it, and said he would always have backup of everything. And she said he kept all of those videos in his safe, And if you notice, when they raided, they broke open every single safe and took all the contents out of it. But that's what
Yeah,
she's in her lawsuit, that he kept everything in those safes.
yeah, I do remember seeing that, because I was like, damn, I mean, they went through that crib, and
Oh yeah, they tore it the hell up, especially the one in LA. Man, it's like they turned the place over. It's like they went room to room and ransacked the place.
yeah, when they coming after you, they got something on your ass. They really do.
You know, I think a lot of people, we kind of knew when Cassie filed that lawsuit and all the stuff that was in there. A lot of people knew this was going to blow up and be a lot bigger. I was one of them. And I know many of my subscribers were saying the same thing. No, this is going to get a lot bigger, and it sure did.
Yeah,
and a lot of my subscribers were saying it.
And you see, no telling how much money he spent to have that video hidden, and to show you that your money don't protect you, because and then he just would not stop doing what he was doing. That was just his MO. Every woman he get with, he just treat them like a damn rag doll, you know. And then
remember, his mother would be there during some of the freak offs. She would be right there.
Oh wow.
His mother would be right there.
Wow, that's nasty, Lisa. That's just, how people agree to some stuff like that. I mean, it's just so strange to hear our folks, be involved in something like that. That just sounds strange to me. I mean, I'm not surprised what human beings would do, but overall, we're more private type of people, and I believe it, but it's still hard for me to believe it, to see our folks that would allow themselves to, basically they was in there having orgies, it sound like, and allowing themselves to be filmed. And they cool with that. Ooh, that's what I'm saying.
They were all cool with it. I don't think they were all cool with it. I think some of them were, but in Cassie's case, she was threatened.
Yeah, she was threatened. And keep in mind also, because I did my research on it, he kept her drugged up, because I was reading some articles where they had interviewed some of her friends anonymously, and they were really concerned about her. They said she would just, sometimes she didn't even know where she was at. They didn't know what she was on.
The guy that she married was a personal trainer that Diddy hired. And this white guy that she's married to, when they got together, he had to help her through her withdrawal symptoms.
Damn.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
And, he said he just helped her get through all of that. But eventually they got married. But that dude was hired as a personal trainer for her by Diddy. And I guess he never realized she was going to hook up with him.
I thought that was some type of Latino dude she had married.
No, he's a white dude.
Oh, a white dude.
Yeah, he's a white dude. I've seen pictures of him.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. But yeah, that's another thing. People who have criticized why she didn't get up and go. That's another factor. She's an addict. She's dependent on that drug. She depended on him for everything.
He said during all those freak offs, she was always high. She was always high through the whole thing.
Have you ever seen that picture of Diddy where they took a picture of him slumped out, passed out in the shower? I said, damn, what kind of high you are that you done passed out in the damn shower? He just looked like he just slid down on the floor and that water was just running on him and it didn't even faze him. So it was a lot of factors. And I did hear them name off 3 different type of drugs that was being given. And then I had seen a little small video where he had this white guy, this little like surfer dude that would go be his drug runner to give.
They caught him. Yeah. I remember that. They they arrested his butt a
Yeah,
few
so
months back.
you know he's
Antoinette Hill said, "I wonder if R. Kelly ever go to any of Diddy's freak offs." You never know. I mean, they
yeah,
all are from New York, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. Them
And
people run.
they said Jay-Z participated. He was a participant.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like I said, they were all part of that New York crowd, and R. Kelly was part of that too. So who knows? I mean, it's possible.
Oh yeah, yeah. Somebody said here, did you see that they them 1,000 bottles of lubricant? Yes, I heard about all of that. I said, damn. I said, this is a lot of information for me today. I said, what in the hell?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, you're gonna hear some things,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude because we've been on here for over an hour now. Time
Okay.
flies, doesn't it? So, we'll come back together again as more details come out, and I'm sure it's going to be plenty of details coming out, y'all. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'll pull if I can get True Royal, I'll have her back on the panel, and we'll do this again.
All right. Thank you, Lisa, for inviting me, and
Mhm.
and I think the people that came over to my channel too to listen. I
Yeah,
know it was short notice, but this is new to me. I like how you can stream two channels together.
yeah, that
It's
is
pretty
pretty
cool.
cool, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is pretty cool. Yeah, this is my third time trying it out. See how it works out.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
y'all, thank you. And thank you to those that gave cash apps. Dark Skin Brother, Charjay. Thank you so much for giving cash apps. I appreciate it because True Royal and I are demonetized. Whatever
Yeah.
they do to her, they do to me. Whatever
Oh
they
yeah.
do to her. That's how it is.
Yeah.
There's one person or a group of people, but they definitely got it in for us.
Oh yeah. They don't want us to make a penny.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's why, that's why I'm going, I know it irritates them when we're together. That's why I'm going to have her on my panel a lot more. I know it irritates them. You know me. I don't run from you. I run to you.
Mm-hmm.
Hear me?
Mm-hmm. There you
I
go.
don't run from you. I run to you.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for your support too, dark skinned brother. Me and him seem like we've been following each other from various channels.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when the news broke about Diddy getting arrested, I
Mm-hmm.
first tried to call Kim and I went straight to voicemail. I was, damn.
You know what, Lisa? I
And
tried.
then,
I tried to call you too,
uh-huh.
when I first heard it, and yours went to voicemail too. I
Yeah,
called
I
you
was
right
already,
away.
I think I was already, because when I did look and see you call, I was already live at that time.
Okay.
And then I
Mhm.
called Queen Amadaya, and I think she would get ready to go to me. She was like, I'm going live. And she didn't know. And I told her, I said, they just got Diddy. They just took his ass in. And she was
Yep.
like, I'm going live. She said, I was getting ready to go to bed. I'm going live.
Yep. So I'm gonna have to change my title because I said Diddy may have to stay in jail. I'm gonna have to change that title. He is going to be in jail,
Yes.
period. And it's
Yeah.
going to be lengthy. He might as well just relax because
Yeah. You know what, Kim Jones? You ain't never lied. She said Diddy equal coke addicted mood swings. You're right. Not only do these cocaine addicts have big mood swings, they have a lot of when they're on. You can tell when they're on it for a long time because they have a lot of paranoia.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Everything makes them paranoid. That's how you know they've been on it for a long, long time.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I've heard about stuff like that, and I didn't even know those girls was going. He was making it like because he always showing videos over there on Instagram, like they just one big happy family. And another thing, I was reading
Well,
tonight
you
that
know what? No, oh, let me just stop you there. And I don't know if you heard this, but when Cassie filed the lawsuit, a few days after that, Diddy's twins tried to reach out to her, and they wanted to know everything she knew about what happened to their mom. But Cassie's attorney advised her not to talk to those twins. But do you know they tried to reach out to her to find out what happened to their mother?
You know what? Them girls ain't gonna give up. They getting older. They getting older.
And that blew me away when I found out about that.
Yeah, those girls are getting older, and they, no telling what. Wow, no telling what them kids been exposed to and what they have seen um, behind the scenes. But what I wanted to say was, I had read a little small article where they were talking about Al B. Shore knew something wasn't right, and he got his son away from Diddy, because he practically raised the boy. And then next thing we know, Al B. Shore come up damn near dead. He went through it. I don't know if anybody's seen that video where he
I
was
seen
in
it.
Ooh,
I seen it. It was pretty bad.
it really was. I was afraid for him.
Bad, he killed off Heavy D when those two had fell out. Sean Combs and Heavy D fell out, and not long after that, Heavy D has some heart attack and he's gone.
Wow. Yeah.
Quincy,
What they said, he didn't even.
Quincy took his last name. He's Quincy Combs.
Wow. Even I was even reading that people's cars didn't been blown up around.
That was Kid Cudi.
Yeah, they said a lot of strange stuff has happened when he's around her. He gets pissed off and he followed through on stuff. I even read an article, and I kind of didn't really take heart to that, when he was with Jennifer Lopez, and some girl got shot in the face, and they was trying to get away from the cops. And I remember she was saying he was very controlling. And
that's what Jennifer said. That's what she said. Number one, he kept cheating on her, and he was very controlling, and that's why she eventually got away from him. I remember reading about that. She said, very controlling. It was overbearing.
Yeah, and then that's when I learned, because I was I was real shocked. I thought he I knew he cheated on her, but I thought at least he treated her somewhat decent.
Not really.
Kim Porter. I was talking about Kim Porter, and I didn't know he had broke her jaw.
Oh, he beat her down too, just like Cassie. Yeah.
I'm like, damn. She just gave me the impression she wouldn't put up with that type of stuff, but you just never know about someone, and then they was saying he was rushing to buy gifts and I'm sorry and all that kind of stuff like that.
With Cassie. Yep, he did that with Cassie and Kim. And the thing is, Cassie and Kim had a conversation. They said a pretty deep conversation just before Kim died. They actually had a long conversation, they said, about Diddy. But, and then, shortly after that, Kim was killed. I don't know if she was killed or, a lot of people feel she was.
Yeah, it's just too many suspicious things that happens.
And apparently the daughters feel that whatever happened to her was not a natural death, because if they're trying to find out and talk to people, that tells you right there.
Yeah.
But her attorney advised her not to do it because, number one, the girls were underage, and number two, being that she put that lawsuit out on Diddy, they didn't think it was a good idea for her to be interacting with her kid, with the kids. So she was strongly advised just, ignore it and not contact the children.
Wow. Well, the saga goes on.
Yeah,
there'll be more to come.
When they were questioning everything, I think they were still like 16 years old, and they were like, no, they're underage, you shouldn't interact with them.
I thought those girls were younger than that. I didn't know they were close to 18.
They gotta be about 18 now.
Yeah, I don't, for some reason,
years old.
Yeah, I thought they was like just hitting 14 or 15.
No, those girls are practically adults. They're practically adults now. They're beautiful girls.
Yes, they are. So It's gonna be wow. This has been one hell of a year. But I'm gonna just tell you, because y'all know I'm always talking about retrograde. It's been one hell of a retrograde. Because Lisa's voice ring in my head. Lisa, you said when who was the first one that passed? Um, the
James Earl
brother,
Jones, and then
James,
what's that
the
man's
one that
name?
sings. It'll come to us. But anyway, we were talking, and you said those things come in three,
And Tito Jackson.
and then Joe Jackson, and I said, "Damn, Lisa said that shit."
Tito Jackson, of
Yeah,
all people.
yeah, and I keep going over there to Instagram. His sons are tore up.
I know they are. I feel
Yeah,
so bad for them. And we interviewed was
Taj.
it Taj. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I still have Taj's number because periodically, I
That's
don't
so
talk to Taj, but he likes me to send him pictures of my
well.
grandkids.
If you reach out to him, please give my condolences.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that.
I
Um,
know this was a sudden death.
yeah,
Tito's death was sudden. So
yeah,
I know they are torn up about that.
yeah. I'm worried
Yeah,
about
Frankie
Miss
Beverly. Thank you, Frankie Beverly.
Frankie
They
Beverly.
say
Yeah,
it
Frankie.
always happens in threes, and there go your three right
Yeah,
there.
and Lisa said it the
Thank
other.
you, LaDonna Lambert. Thank you, LaDonna Lambert. Thank
Yeah,
you.
she said it to me the other day, and when she said that, I was like, wow. And I said, who else could pass on? So that one just came way out of left field. And the first thing I thought of, because I had just recently seen a picture of Miss Jackson on Latoya's Instagram, and she's in a wheelchair now, and
Yeah,
you,
she's
you
up
can
there. I think Catherine is 94.
yeah, she's
She's
in yes.
94 years old. She's up there.
Mhm.
Yeah, Tito died behind the wheel driving. He had a massive heart attack.
Yeah, he was
So
driving.
that death was very unexpected.
Yeah, yeah, and they are very tight knit family, you
Hmm.
know. Yeah. So I was like, wow. Mm, yeah. All right.
It's hard to believe Michael is gone. When I think about Michael, it's still hard for my brain to comprehend he's gone.
Lisa, when
Because
when 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 Michael Jackson passed, it affected me like I had lost one of my relatives. That stuff bothered me
Mhm,
for a long time. It
mhm.
really did. It really it hit me in a spot I can't even explain. That would be
Yeah.
like when Minnie Rippleton passed.
Mhm.
It knocked me down, and I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
But that,
Yeah.
like I said, even when I hear a Michael Jackson singing a song, it's still hard for me to register that he's gone.
Hmm.
And it's been look how many years have gone past, and I still feel that way when I
Hmm.
hear one of his songs.
Hmm. Do you have a favorite one?
I was listening to a mix of their music,
Hmm.
and I still love the way Michael sings "I'll Be There" as a child. Oh,
Oh
what
yeah.
that child had! I mean,
Yeah.
I'm talking about some lungs. He had some lungs on him.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what I was looking at? The brothers were constantly on tour.
Yes,
They
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 were.
had something coming. They had something coming up, and then
I showed you
Ruben.
that video of what they did back in December of 2023. And
Yes, yes.
during that, Tito was there. It
Hmm.
was Tito, Jackie, Marlon. And the thing is, it's amazing. They're still performing to this very day.
Hmm.
Jackie was 72, Tito was 70, and Marlon was 66. And they're still on the stage performing
Yeah,
to this
Marlon.
very day.
He didn't shade all his hair off his head. It looks good too. And
Mhm.
they are
I
just
think
in
I thought they all look good.
they are in constant demand. Tito had one of his sons performing with him. Um,
Yes.
yeah, that's what I seen. He had one of the sons.
It was two
Um,
young guys on the stage with them, but you
mhm.
saw clearly Tito, Jackie, and Marlon, and
Yeah.
they were performed. They did a show around Christmas time of 2023, and you probably can look it up. because I found it online. I found it online and I sent it to Kim.
Yeah, it's excellent. I have watched some of their concerts, and I mean they with just a few of them on the stage, they still put on a really good
They do.
show. I mean, yeah, they're in big demand. And
yes, Marlon was born as a twin. Yep, he sure was. The twin was deceased, but Marlon, he made it.
Yeah, and then I looked up.
He said he could feel it, but I think twins could naturally do that. You know, you almost like you missed them, although you really didn't know them, but part of you knew there was another person that was born with you.
Isn't that amazing?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So he okay, so he can feel that he's gone. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
He knew
And I said, you know, that's the power of twins. That is the power of twins. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. They were supposed to, Andre, have a concert in Cincinnati in a couple of weeks, and even Janet, she's got concerts coming up. But the consistent thing, like I said, over on the Instagram, all three of the sons are constantly commenting.
Isn't that something? Gloria, yeah. I can feel you on that. She said, I was working in Alameda when Michael passed. You know what? I was sitting at home and I was literally watching a movie when it came across that Michael died. I can still remember exactly what I was doing when I got the news that Michael passed.
Yeah, I know exactly. I heard it on the radio while I was in the car, and me and my husband was just talking, and I could feel something, and I said, wait a minute. And then I cut the radio up and they had announced it. And I was like, no, there's no way. So when I got home, I tried to get on the internet and the internet had crashed. And
I was on the whole time. And I was watching the people gathering outside of the hospital. I mean, a big crowd started gathering outside of the hospital where they took him. And people were just hoping and praying he would pull through.
Yeah.
And I remember they were interviewing people out on the ground that was at the hospital, and they were like talking about the family just went in and we still don't have word about Michael. And I was just watching the crowd grow and grow outside of the hospital. I watched the whole thing. I mean, I guess I was on there at the right time. I got to see it, everything from that to the time they announced that he passed.
Yeah, because Jermaine is the one
that Jackie is the oldest.
Yeah,
Jackie is the oldest. You can even watch the movie. If you watch any of the Jackson movies, it always tells you Jackie was the oldest.
No, actually, I looked it up today, Lisa. Actually, Ruby is the oldest.
Ruby, that's right. Ruby.
Yeah, she's
Jackie
the oldest.
is the oldest son.
Yeah, and Jackie and Ruby is just
firstborn child. You're right. Ruby was the firstborn child.
They just a year apart.
Right, and Jackie is the firstborn son. But Tito was not older than Jackie. No, that is false. Tito, I think, was the third child, because if you watch the movie, they tell you the order they were born in. Tito was the third child. Reby was first, Jackie was second, and Tito was the third born child.
And see, and Tito was the one that was the first one to have children. So Taj is their first grandchild.
And he was the first out of the children to play an instrument. Because, you know, Ruby and Jackie, they weren't doing it, but Tito was the first one to pick up an instrument and learn how to play. That's why he played so well. They said he was pretty much a natural.
Yeah, I was listening to some of his music the other night, and it's a couple of songs he did that was good, because, you know, he had his own blues band.
Yes.
And then
in fact, you can watch Tito doing concerts by himself. If you pull it up on YouTube, he did many concerts by himself without his brothers.
One thing that I'm happy that he did was this February, he did a lot of music with Ruby's Ruby's son is into music real heavily. So they did a lot of recording together in February. And I said, oh boy, I said, I know that really impacted that young man. That his son,
No, Tito was not older than Reby. No. All you got to do is just watch the Jackson movie.
Yeah.
And you will know what order they were born in.
I know the order. It's Ruby, then there's Jackie. Then after Jackie, there's Tito. Then after Tito, there's Jermaine. And then after Jermaine, then there's Latoya. Then after Latoya, there's Marlon. Then Michael. Then Randy and Janet.
Yeah, right. Janet's the baby.
She's the baby. Yeah, I know the lineup. I mean, y'all have to realize they when we were coming up, they are black royalty.
Tito is the third born child. Tito was born third. Yes. October 15th. That's a shame. He was not that far from his 71st birthday.
Yeah. I don't even have to look it up. That's how closely I followed that family when I was coming up as a child.
Tito was born in 1953. Got it.
Look at how many eras that they covered. And like I was telling my children, when I was in high school, that's when Michael was at his pinnacle, and also Prince was at his pinnacle. It felt like an out-of-body experience, the kind of music that was coming in with Michael and Prince, and we was going crazy at those pep rallies in high school. Boy, that stuff was fun. I mean, that music was fun. I mean, I really enjoyed that era.
I always miss big Afro Prince. See, I love Prince when he had that big fro.
I used to have a big fro like that.
Big Prince fro.
I'm gonna have to show you a picture of my fro, Lisa. I used to have a big old red fro. I was a child.
Yeah, I know you showed me that one picture, and your head needed that hot comb.
Yeah. If you could catch my bad behind down the street. I remember being a child and somebody drugged me in and pierced my ears. I had my ears pierced in the kitchen.
No, I had mine pierced by a doctor. I remember my mom took me. In fact, I believe we walked to the doctor's office. Was so close to the house where we lived. We walked around to the doctor's office. I got my ears pierced and we walked back home. The doctor was only a few blocks away from where we live.
I didn't even know the doctor even did that type of stuff. I mean, I was kind of upset. They pierced my ear. They put some ice on my ear.
Have your earrings?
Yes.
You still got your first set of earrings? I still got my first set.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Oh,
but
okay.
I remember somebody putting some ice on my ear, an ice cube on both sides. Next thing you know, something hot went through it. After that, they put some what did they put? Some dental floss in my ear with a bunch of Vaseline.
No, I had those starter studs, those gold starter studs. That's what he put in, and he had that gun that just click tick tick. And I just remember
they was doing that. They was even doing that way back when too. Wow.
So I had that, and he put a bunch of iodine.
It didn't
around
hurt
my ear. No, it pinched a little, but it didn't hurt. I think I was about 6 years old when I got my piercings done. And then I remember after the earrings were in, he put all this iodine around my ear. He put all this iodine around both ears.
Because I know one of my ears that they did is the hole is not lined up quite right and stuff. So
yeah, and I got the double, and then I got a second piercing. I had the double piercing. I got the second piercing when I was about 19 years old. My friends and I went to the mall, and they were sitting. The women that were doing the piercing were sitting at a kiosk, and I just decided to walk up and I said, "Can you give me a double pierce?" And they said, "Sure." So I sat down, and I picked out the earrings because back then they had like this display of earrings, and they said, which earrings do you want to put in? So I picked out the earrings, and they just gave me a second hole above my first one.
Did that one hurt?
No,
Oh, okay. I'm so
didn't.
scared to go get the second one done
I got it.
because
I got all.
I didn't have a good experience. No, I didn't have a good experience getting it done in the kitchen.
Mhm. Oh
Oh,
no,
you
no,
rarely you.
I didn't get either one of mine in the kitchen, but I did have friends that's how they just got the hot needle
Uh-huh.
that went through their earlobe. I didn't have that. No, my mom decided to take me to the doctor,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
where I got mine done.
Yeah, your mother did the right thing. You gonna drag me, and then and I remember some kids would get it done. They would be running down the street with broomsticks in their ear. They would take.
Yeah,
I said, "Oh my goodness!"
my mom did that to me because I
Uh-huh.
had to take my gold studs out, because
Uh-huh.
they were in for a while, and she wanted me to clean them. She wanted to clean them. So when she took them out, she put the broom studs in
Okay.
until the earrings were clean, and then I put them back in.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah,
Somebody
you
said
said somebody they use toothpicks on
toothpicks.
you.
Oh boy, that is
Ah,
so ghetto and hood. I love
hey,
it.
hey,
I love
don't
it.
look. Hey, that ghetto stuff work.
I
That
love it.
ghetto stuff work.
I miss it. I ain't gonna lie. I love that kind of stuff. They
Hey,
would,
that
yeah, they
ghetto
would.
stuff
They would
work.
burn it
That's
on both
true.
ends. No, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
get infected. I never got infected or anything like that. My mother kept it clean, very clean and all. I just
Mm,
the only part I didn't like was nobody to tell me what the hell was going on. I just got drug in the
yeah,
house and
I
my
hear you.
ears pierced. But no, they had to catch me. You always had to catch me. Mm-mm. You had to catch my stuff. Catch me. Yeah.
Mhm.
I have to show that picture one day. That picture, yeah, somebody did need to get a cone to my head. I was looking rough that picture. I was looking rough.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
My mom
Yeah.
got a picture like that of herself when she was a kid. She was like, "This is me when I was a girl." I was like, "Why your head look jacked up, mom?" She used to laugh and she said, "Yeah, I really should have got my hair done before this picture was taken."
Mhm. Lisa, did you get that picture that I sent you a couple of weeks ago, where that white man had married that black woman, and you seen how see how she looked in that and with her how her hair looked? Did you get?
Hmm.
I cracked up when I seen that. I said that is funny to me.
They
Girlfriend
have,
look rough.
yeah, they have all kinds of fetishes, though.
Yeah, that is sick. Um, I was like, wow, that didn't even bother you. Her hair looking a hot mess like that. You know, a
Mm.
brother would have said, could you imagine getting married to your husband coming out like that with your hair looking jack like that? He would be like, oh, hold up. No, we're not about to do this today. My wife gonna
Oh,
have to go in there and get that taken care of. Because
mhm.
my husband, he too blunt. He'd be like, "Are you okay? Why your hair look like that?" You know, because he done seen women with their hair all messed up, and he'll ask me right in the public why they like that. He loud, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to know.
Mhm.
No way.
Mhm. I know, right?
Wow.
No. So yeah, I mean, look, y'all, those are things we'll never forget. That's why I laugh when people say, "I know that's ghetto." Look, I grew up in the ghetto, and I can tell you most of that stuff you see people do in the ghetto work.
No,
It
it
work.
does.
It work.
Yes, it does. Uh-huh. Ain't nothing wrong with it. That's why I say ain't nothing wrong with it. Like I often say, I didn't grow up in the ghetto, but trust and believe it was hood in the house. It was, I mean, nothing. It was nothing no different. Nothing no different. It was just
Mm,
the only different was the neighborhood, and I still went over to the black neighborhood and play. I didn't play with them little fake little kids. I went to be around with my own people. So
mm.
I would get on my bike and go across town and go play with my people. I even knew then as a child. Cause some of them black kids would hang around them little snooty kids, and I said, "They not your friends." I said, "Watch, they're not your friends." And then it seemed like just around like junior high, high school, they act like they don't even know you.
But you
Stick
know
with
what? I missed that. When I was growing up as a kid, somebody had the original Afro pics, yeah, with the Black Power fist. I
that.
actually missed that. I used
Me
to
too.
love seeing people walk around like that.
Yeah, yeah. You always have somebody walking, have a pick in their head all day, all day.
But these folks trying to tell us they are the Egyptians, right? But
Mm-hmm.
even the Egyptians, because I went to the Museum of Natural Arts over in Philly when I was a kid, and they had a display of the picks that the ancient Egyptians used to use, and they were exactly like the picks you
Mm-hmm.
would see our people with back in the day. A lot, back when everybody had the fro. It's exactly the same.
I seen
And
some of that. There's an Egyptian
wait a minute, when
museum.
do y'all pick? When do y'all pick your hair? Oh,
In,
did y'all see what's going on over on TikTok with them? A lot of people are calling white people European American, and they are getting mad. See, they
well,
label themselves as Americans, and people are saying if you are not the original native, you are not American. You're European American, and they are having a meltdown. Go over there on TikTok. Them folks are having a meltdown about being called European American, and they were saying it's not right that y'all hyphenate everybody else. It's African American, Mexican Americans. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
Or
mm-hmm,
Asian Americans, but you can't be hyphenated. So
mm-hmm.
now people are doing it and they want them to stop, and people won't stop. And they are having a freaking meltdown over that.
Wow.
American. They
Wow.
said, nope, you are European American. If you floated over here from somewhere else, you are European hyphen American. But see, I don't think they should be called European Americans
Mm-hmm,
because their true origins is the Caucasus Mountain. They should
mm-hmm.
be called Caucasus Americans.
Caucus
They should be
Americans.
called Caucasus Americans.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Am
Lisa,
I
I want.
right?
Yeah, you're absolutely
Look
right.
over on TikTok. You're gonna get a good laugh.
I
They
want
don't
to.
like it. They don't like it.
Well, you know what I wanted to tell you, Lisa. Up here in Northern California, um, the California Black Caucus is getting hell. I
Yeah, they
mean,
said they are getting death threats and everything.
yeah,
I heard.
they won't show that they didn't dox them. They've been showing up at their
Yes, I
house,
heard about
and
that.
and they were saying they are not letting this go. These our folks then got pissed,
Mm-hmm.
and they trying to make up every excuse in the world. They didn't know this and that, and they said you're lying. You did massive work for them, and because Gavin Newsom had the nerves to say, well, they didn't deserve to be treated like that.
Well, first
Um,
of all, Gavin Newsom has no right to reprimand the Black community. And
yeah,
number two, I believe they planned that out. I think they met,
yes, they did.
planned out exactly what they were going to do, and them idiots carried it out.
Hmm. And I guess they just thought people was just going to quietly just walk away and go home. And they said they're not letting it go. And they said this may cost Kamala becoming the president. And I was reading an article that she had even supported the bill and encouraged the bill. And then once they threw her hat in the arena, she gonna act like she don't know nothing about it.
Oh, that sounds like Kamala.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
sounds like her.
Yeah, she famous for that shit. Um, I ain't never seen such intense fighting amongst black folks in a
Yeah,
while. And
that they deserve all the heat they're getting. They
mhm,
deserve all the heat they're getting.
yeah, and
Seriously.
yeah, um, and he gonna talk about what's wrong. I mean, the thing is that damn portion of the bill wasn't gonna cost California nothing. The banks was gonna have to pay that back,
Right.
and it was property that they illegally seized. And so those black folks that had property that
Mm-hmm.
was taken by these banks and these different financial institutes, then people could still individually sue, and because that was wrong what they did, and all. But like you said, California set the template, and other states will look to see, well, what California going to do, and then if California do it, eventually it's going to roll into the other states and stuff. And what they did, Lisa, let me tell you what they did. They went as far as putting up these people's pictures, putting
Oh yeah, I
they
saw
had
that.
yeah,
Mhm.
they
Yep.
were calling up at their office demanding to speak to them. Mm-mm. This ain't nothing to play with,
No,
you know.
no.
And
And
it just
but I'm glad they're coming at them. That was just
mhm,
rotten. That was just plain old rotten. This whole thing in California was dragged up for what, 2 years? And then
mhm,
you get to the point where stuff is being voted for and you gonna pull it. I
yeah,
would rather for it to have reached Gavin Newsom and he veto it. At least
mhm,
that, then you could say, okay, you did try. But when
mhm.
you pull it, nah, you didn't try at all.
No, they
Mm-mm.
didn't want that. They didn't want that thing to win it all. This was all about looking out for him and looking out for
Mhm.
themselves. And I said, they acting like Kamala already the president. It ain't no
Mhm.
guarantee she gonna be the
Well, that's
president.
why some people are saying that they think this is about Gavin Newsom possibly getting a cabinet position
Yeah.
with Kamala. So he was trying to get rid of this thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 So I'm gonna stay on top of it because they try to do it hush hush, but I know where to look. Because there's one particular local station that been reporting it quite heavily.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but trust and believe, they even trying to hide it up here. So some of the local news stations are not showing it. But down there at the state capitol is a news station down there in Sacramento showing that stuff every day, and it's not a good look. I'm telling you, they're not even showing up for meetings. They trying to hide as much, and that's good for their ass. Keep hiding, keep running, keep tucking your tail. You
Yep.
know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Got to keep the pressure on. See, you keep doing generation after generation after that. This is gonna be that one generation that ain't gonna not they ain't gonna have that we shall overcome attitude. Um, they they it's a different type of young black folk out here, and they know what's going on. They're not stupid.
Right.
They're not stupid, and they tired of and you know. And another thing they did, and what was that? I think that's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They Supreme Court knocked down those because I think it's like two or three survivors.
Two. Two.
Yeah,
There's the two women. The
yeah,
one
two
man
women. Yeah,
passed.
and last week, and they state their Supreme Court wouldn't allow them to get any money for that for the tragedy.
Doing that for to old people. See,
Hmm.
that really debunks all the crap they've been saying. Remember,
Hmm.
every time we would say reparations, you weren't a slave. You weren't a slave. Well, you can't say the same thing about them. Those women were children. They were literally alive when that massacre happened.
Yes.
And you're
Mhm.
still showing and demonstrating, even if somebody was living through it, you are still going to deny them. So it's not about whether you were here or not, it's about you being black
That's
in
right.
the discussion.
Hmm. Yep. Hmm. Can you imagine if Campbell don't make it, how the Democratic Party gonna look? Because
Good. And I hope they get it too. I don't feel bad for them.
no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I would not. I would not at all. No, because y'all just want to ride the wave of smiling and laughing and looking at Trump being a buffoon and stuff. Y'all not talking about nothing either. Y'all doing pretty much the same thing he doing it, just on the low.
Right.
You know, that's all
Right.
they doing.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Hmm.
You know.
Exactly. And the thing is, Kamala is not a guarantee. Kamala can still lose.
Hmm.
Okay, Kamala can still lose. As crazy as Trump is acting out here on the campaign trail, he can still beat Kamala. There's still a possibility he can beat her.
Hmm. Believe it.
You know?
Hmm.
All right, y'all. We're going to go
All
ahead
right.
and conclude. Thank you for being here. Thank you to True Royal. And again,
Okay.
if there's any updates, we'll come back together again and we will discuss it. Shalom, family.
All right. Ashe to the royal family.